You're putting in the work at the gym, but you feel more beaten down than beat up. So what if the fitness rules you've been followed for years are now the exact thing sabotaging your progress? It turns out for those of us over 40, the secret to getting stronger and leaner isn't about training harder. It's about training smarter. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 fitness habits that are complete waste of time after 40, and I'll tell you what to do instead to finally get the results you want without the aches and pains. Let's be real, your body isn't the same as it was in your 20s. Hormones are shifting, recovery takes a little longer, and your joints have seen more miles. That old go hard or go home mindset is a fast track to injury and burnout. It's time to stop fighting your body and start working with it. By the way, my name is Boris Kish, a licensed IFBB coach and a professional nutritionist, with a background in the super heavyweight division at over 220 pounds on stage. That is over 100 kilograms. I'm 193 centimeters tall, which is 6'4". Welcome to my channel. Habit number 1, training like you're 20 years old. Now, the first habit that's wasting your time is trying to train like you're still 20. This is the 2-hour a day, 6 days a week grind, chasing pump and obsessing over tiny muscle groups. Look, I'm going to be dead serious with you right now. That doesn't mean that you cannot look better than most of the 20-year-olds, you understand, and better than you when you were 20, but you have to be realistic to yourself. I mean, if you didn't become Mr. Olympia or stage champion before 40s, it's highly unlikely that you will do that now. Do you understand? So I'm not saying that anything's wrong with you, but this is just being delusional and going into complete suicide. So here is the deal. After 40, your ability to recover isn't what it used to be. You understand? That kind of insane volume creates more stress than your body can handle, leading to nagging joint pain, exhaustion, and hitting a wall with your progress. You know, you've got a job, family, a life. Your workouts should give you energy for the life, not have you drained. Smarter way is focus on consistency over sheer volume. 3 to 4 solid workouts a week lasting about 45 to 60 minutes is really the sweet spot. You understand, shift your focus from looking like a pro bodybuilder to building functional, real-world strength. You know, think about reasonable splits that give your body more time to recover and get stronger. And if you want to level up your training, I created 3 complete training splits you can get for free. Click the link below, join my coaching newsletter, and I'll send them straight to your email. Habit number 2, going to failure every single set. That is ego lift, you know, pushing every single set to absolute failure like your life depends on it. Okay, you know, I understand if you have been looking at Tom Platz interviews and videos and how pros are training and what are they doing, but you have to understand they're, you know, genetical freaks with superhuman, you know, regenerational capabilities, and their receptors also for taking stuff, you know, pads and recovery are completely different than yours, even mine. Not that I'm saying that I'm any better than you, but you know, I competed in super heavyweight division. I was able to build something. Do you understand? So, I mean, if you're going to train like that, this is again 100 a recipe for disaster. Do you understand? And even they fucked up themselves, you know, at the end of their career. Let's be realistic. So therefore, feeling completely wrecked after every workout isn't a badge of honor. Do you understand? It's often a sign that you are just digging yourself into a hole. Constantly training to failure after 40 puts a ton on your strain, on your joints, tendons, and central nervous system. This skyrockets your risk of injury and can actually stall your progress because your body doesn't have the same hormonal gas in the tank to bounce back. Instead, train for progress, not annihilation. On most sets, leave 1 or 2 good reps in the tank. You understand, focus on perfect form and controlling the weight. When you grab that, like really, like you're focusing on the form, not just from fucking point A to point B. This is not lifting, this is not pumping, this is bullshit. That person who lifts like that, never be that person. You'll still trigger growth by gradually adding a little weight on an extra rep over time, not by risking a ton of muscle for every sloppy rep today. Strength is a marathon, not a sprint. Do you go to failure every time, or do you leave few reps in the tank? Write me in the comments. There is no bad answer here. I honestly like going to the failure. I have problem with that, but therefore I go to technical failure, not a total failure. Of course, if you found this helpful, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for more real, no fluff fitness advice. Habit number 3, relying on endless cardio to lose fat. Are you logging hours on the treadmill hoping to melt away that belly fat? This is one of the biggest time wasters out there. While cardio is fantastic for heart health, relying on it as a main tool for fat loss is often a really losing battle, especially after 40. You understand? I always explain, cardio should be, turbo nitro oxide, pump, not a main engine. I mean, if you're going there running like a fucking hamster, you're not going to achieve anything. You don't need 1-2 hours cardio. When I was preparing for the contest, I did that. Trust me, I achieved much better results when I was much more stricter with my diet, with my nutrition. I did HIIT cardio at the end of the session, maybe 20 minutes. Then when I was pedaling, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour, after the first workout, 1 hour after the second workout, I was getting up at 4 a.m. Huge mistake, never do that. And here is why: too much cardio can spike your hunger, elevate the stress hormone cortisol, which can encourage fat storage. Do you understand? I mean, when you do shitload of cardio, you're only hungry, cortisol is up, and when cortisol is up, the fat doesn't go down, so you're doing yourself contra favor. It can also break down precious muscle. After 40, you're already fighting natural decline in muscle mass, and losing more of it will just slow your metabolism down. The smarter approach is to use cardio for what it is best for: heart health. 2 or 3 sessions, you understand, of brisk walking, cycling or rowing per week. It's plenty, trust me, my friend. Make strength training your absolute priority, okay? Building and managing muscle is the real key to fighting up your metabolism for good. And remember, you can't outrun shitty diet. Do you prefer HIIT cardio or low intensity? Write me in the comments, there is no bad answer. Habit number 4, overcomplicating your diet. Look, jumping from keto to intermittent fasting to whatever new diet is trending this week by science is a perfect recipe for failure. Overcomplicating your nutrition with obsessive tracking and rigid rules isn't just mentally exhausting, it's usually completely unnecessary. Most extreme diets are unsustainable. And again, I'm not blaming you if you're doing that. If you did that, when I was also preparing for the contest, had periods and phases when I did 0 carbs, 0 fat. That was a pure disaster. Felt like shit, didn't had any pump. It was a catastrophe. Trust me, never do this. This endless cycle of restriction, guilt, and binging can mess with your hormones and your relationship with food. After 40, consistency beats perfection every single time. The solution: keep it simple. Focus on eating real whole foods. Make sure you get a good structure of protein with every meal to support your muscle. Fill the rest of your plate with vegetables, fruits, and healthy fats. Pay attention to your portions and aim for consistency about 80% of the time. You don't need a complicated plan. You need a simple approach you can actually stick with. And if you want to level up with the professional one-on-one guidance, hit the link in the description. Let's take your progress to the next level. Habit number 5, wasting time on isolation exercises. Cannot explain how really stupid it sounds, when somebody approaches me without me now trying to disrespect anyone. And they ask, how can I have a better, I don't know, upper chest or biceps peak or inner part of latissimus or whatever. And I see the person without any disrespecting, and the person looks like nothing. When I say like nothing, I mean, do basic movements, go to the butchery, buy some meat, eat meat, eggs, fish, chicken, and then we can talk after that. Leave that isolation exercise for the people who really need it, who go on the stage. Therefore, finally, stop starting your workouts with biceps curls and triceps kickback while your squat rack getters dusk. Prioritizing these small isolation exercises is like polishing the chrome on a car that really has no engine. After 40, the name of the game is functional full body strength. You need a strong foundation, my friend, and you don't build a strong house by focusing on the window term. You understand? If your squat is weak, having a biceps peak isn't going to help you get off the floor and lift heavy suitcase. Do you understand? Grab a bar, lift the weight with your biceps, focus, put your back next to the wall, focus on real raw exercises. That means build your workouts around compound exercises, the big moves that work multiple muscles at once. Trust me, this will make a beast out of you. We are talking squats, deadlifts, push-ups, and rows. These are the lifts that build real-world strength, boost your metabolism, and give you the most back for your buck. Save the curls and raises for the end of your workout if you have any time or energy left over. Now your turn. Tell me in the comments what's your favorite exercise. At the moment, mine is bench press. And if you want to learn the best way how to train after 40, I strongly recommend you to click on this video, and I'll see you there.